This is the core applied exercise in Module 9. You are going to evaluate an MCC-level coaching session, a recording that demonstrates genuine mastery, where the methodology is invisible and the coaching is so organic that separating coach move from conversation is sometimes impossible. Before you listen for specific statements, just listen. Do not open the form. Do not track behaviors. Experience the coaching session the way you would experience any genuine conversation between two people. Then in this video, we will walk through the 4 moments the canonical evaluator graded exceeds in this session, the high watermark of MCC artistry that this coach reached. The audio for each plays directly inside this video. At ACC, your listening was cognitive. Is the behavior present or not? At PCC, your listening was relational. Is the behavior deep enough, consistent enough? At MCC, your listening is holistic and integrated. The session as a whole, the pattern of presence, the moments where the coach's response carries 3 or 4 competencies at once because the coach is responding to the whole client, not to a single statement. 4 exceeds moments. First, 1640, the team of pedestals intuition, artistry of synthesis. Second, 2027, recontracting going down, partnership at exemplary level. Third, 2153, recontracting position grabbing. The second clean partnership exceeds in 5 minutes. Fourth, 3006, what are you realizing, with a 50-second silence after. Notice what these have in common. 3 of the 4 are partnership moves, M3.3 and M5.2. 1 is presence at the integration moment. The pattern tells you where this coach's strongest work in this session lives. Exceeds moment 1. 1640. The canonical evaluator tags this 2-minute stretch as M4.3 paired with M5.4 paired with M6.2, inviting the client to share more, creating space for silence, and demonstrating understanding of the client's thinking and feeling in the moment. If you watch 9.3b, you have already heard this moment. You are about to hear it again in the context of MCC evaluation as a whole. Listen for all 3 considerations: demonstration, artistry, uniqueness.
So there's something that it's in the back of my head, and I keep trying to ignore it and pretend like it's not there through this whole conversation. It goes, and I don't know if this is all of it, but I think it's worth probably investigating a little bit. There's something in the back of my head that's saying that I'm afraid because all those times I rose to the top as an executive, I hated who I was, which is a big part of why I stepped down every time. That and stress. I didn't want the stress and the responsibility, which is what caused me to hate who I was. And so there's something there about that connection that's connecting to, you're at the top in corporate, you're at the top over here. I'm fine being one of the best in the world. I'm not fine being isolated. Like, that's you.
It seems like that alone pedestal needs to be in the team of pedestals. What do you think?
What you just heard. Demonstration is the coach holding awkward silence long enough for the client to face what she has been avoiding. Artistry is the intuition, team of pedestals, arriving spontaneously in the coach's voice, offered without attachment. Uniqueness is the metaphor itself. It could not have been pre-prepared because it required the coach to have heard the alone fear, the past experience, and the body language all at once, and to synthesize them into one image. All three considerations visible. That is what makes this Exceeds. Exceeds Moment 2, 2027. The canonical tags here are M3.3 and M5.2, confirming mutual understanding of the client's desired session outcome and partnering with the client in ways that support her needs. Context. The client has just shifted the topic. The coach noticed the shift in the prior turn. Now the recontracting happens. Listen for the exact phrase the coach uses to enter the new contract.
No, I don't think we're shifting. I think we're going down under it. And so, yeah, I don't think we're shifting. I think we're still in it.
Okay. So, and on our way down, what do we need to be exploring so that it's useful?
What you just heard. The client says no, they are going down. The coach uses her exact language, going down, and asks what should we be exploring so that it is useful. Demonstration is the recontracting itself, executed in fewer than 15 seconds. Artistry is using the client's exact phrase as the entry point of the new contract, without imposing a coach's translation. Uniqueness is that this kind of mid-session recontracting requires the coach to have read the topic shift correctly in the prior turn and trusted the client's answer about whether to go with it. Most coaches would have suggested a direction. This coach asks what the client wants to explore now that the direction has changed. That is partnership at MCC. Exceeds Moment 3, 2153. Same statement codes, M3.3 and M5.2. The second clean partnership exceeds within 5 minutes. Context. The client lands on a deeper route. I do not want to take any recognition from anyone else. The coach could barrel forward with what feels like a breakthrough. Listen for what the coach does instead.
Because I get into this stuff and then I'm like, why did I do this to myself? Okay. So I know that I don't want to take any recognition from anybody else. And I think that's the core of the problem, at least at this moment. That's a good landing pad for like, yep, I think that it's at least one root cause.
Okay. So not taking recognition from anybody else, while it might feel as position grabbing and I want to share space. Is that what you want to explore, or is there anything else that we should be thinking about?
No, let's look there a little bit.
What you just heard. The coach recontracts again, weaving two of the client's phrases, position grabbing and the root word, into a single reflection. then asks, is that what you want to talk about? Or is there anything else we should be thinking about? Then waits. Why this is exceeds. Demonstration is that the coach does not assume the new route is the new topic. Asks. Artistry is the recontracting using two of the client's phrases woven together so the client hears her own thinking back. Uniqueness is the patience to verify a breakthrough is the topic the client wants to pursue. Two clean exceeds in the partnership zone, 5 minutes apart. The pattern is clear. This coach's strongest work in this session is in M3.3 and M5.2, confirming agreement and partnering for the client's needs. Exceeds moment 4, 30:06, the integration moment of the session. The canonical tags are M4.1 paired with M5.4 paired with M7.3, acknowledging the client's learning, creating space for silence, stimulating new client insights with a succinct, open-ended question. Listen for what happens after the coach asks the question. Time yourself. The coach allows 50 seconds of silence before the client begins to answer.
So what are you realizing?
Yeah. Dang it. That I've spent my whole life building an invisible, really.
What you just heard. Demonstration is the question. What are you realizing? Which directly invites integration. Artistry is the 50-second silence. Most coaches would have rephrased the question after 10 seconds. After 20, after 30, this coach trusts the client's processing all the way to 50. Uniqueness is the moment chosen for this question. The client has just received an intuition that landed. The realization is forming. The coach asks for it now and gives the client all the time she needs to find it. 50 seconds of silence in a one-on-one coaching session takes nerve. It also produces results. The realization that follows is the integration moment of the entire session. Hold all 4 exceeds together. 1640, artistry of synthesis. 2027, partnership through recontracting. 2153, partnership through recontracting again. 3006, presence as 50 seconds of trusted silence. The pattern across the 4. This coach's MCC-level work in this session lives in partnership and presence. C3, C4, C5, and C7. The other competencies rate meets throughout, which is mastery. Knowing where the high water mark is in any session you evaluate is what makes your developmental feedback specific and useful. Now the discipline. MCC evaluation is not the individual moments. It is the pattern across the entire session. An MCC session is not a PCC session with a few excellent moments sprinkled in. The artistry is the coach's default mode of attention, and the exceeds moments are where that default produces the conditions for the client's deepest work. The quality of evidence changes at MCC. At ACC, you wrote, Coach asked an open-ended question at 4:20, specific, behavioral, time-stamped. That precision was the right standard for ACC. At MCC, your evidence sounds different. The coach holds the client's metaphor across 12 minutes, picks it up at 1640, and returns it as one sentence the client could not have arrived at alone. That is also evidence. It is just evidence about the integration of moves across time, not a single move at a timestamp. You will notice something in MCC evaluation. A single coach response demonstrates multiple statements simultaneously. The coach's way of being present produces M5.1, M6.1, and M7.2 in the same 15 seconds. That is not confused evaluation. That is what integrated coaching looks like, and your evaluation form needs to reflect it. Tag the same moment under multiple statements when the evidence supports it. You have the form. You have the MCC BARS rating options: exceeds, meets, below, does not meet, plus NA. You have the 3 evaluator considerations in the full statement language for every one of the 21 MCC behavioral statements. Now do the evaluation yourself. Listen to the full 40-minute recording. Fill in the form. Write the developmental feedback. Reflect on what biases surfaced for you. When you are finished and want to compare your read against an experienced MCC's read, the director's commentary bonus track in the resources walks through every tagged moment of this session in 90 minutes of evaluator commentary. That is your calibration partner.